Let me see how far that's zoomed in. From here to here. Okay, that's not too bad. We'll zoom out a little bit more in a second. I lost my other pencil. Huh. Oh, okay, found it. So today we were going to draw girly things, and I was thinking about like all the things that we might draw. And I mean, you have classics like bows and stuff like that. And I think we'll probably draw some of that for sure. But it doesn't have to be stereotypically girly things. I mean, a little bit, otherwise it doesn't work super well. The theme. But I was thinking like skulls often get lumped in with all sorts of stuff. I think it creeps people out. So, and I have lots of friends who, so my father and my brother both huge fans of skulls. And I'm not. It's fine. Like I think they're cool when used sparingly as design. I like them. I think they get overlooked a lot, kind of taken for granted, kind of thought of as basic. Hey, Ben's Ben. Ben is no Ben. I see it says Ben is my name. And so I was thinking like just like not stereotypical girly things. The skull in the grass, sort of flowers growing around it. Oh no. Well, we're drawing some flowers around this skull. So that might help. Yeah, I've been depressed. I had some serious depression for a long time. It turned out a couple of different things. Oh yeah, kind of like Skull and Roses. Yeah, exactly. I think we won't do roses for these. Let's do I was just gonna do these ones that are like kind of like daisies. Are there any roses? Like most roses grow out of, as a bush. We'll put a bush of roses here. Why not? So roses, most roses that I can think of have these like what kind of leaves would these be? Like spade maybe? I don't know if leaves have shape names, but I bet you they do. Yeah. Turned out a lot of my depression was situational. Right? I was in a bad living situation, but it was also mental health. I had pretty terrible mental health, and once I started getting treatment for that, that made it a little bit easier. But I mean, nothing, it's not every skull has its thorn. Yeah. Like nothing that helped, it helped until it helped. I don't know how to say that. I made some lifestyle changes, basically just going for walks and stuff. But I mean, I think it's I'm not trying to tell you advice. I'm commiserating with my long stints of depression. It's just friggin' hard. Okay. So I should try to do these flowers with a little bit of thinking behind them instead of just, okay, this one, nah, that one turned out to be fine. Okay, so we have these couple of flowers in the front. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a skull garden. I feel like there's not much more girly than a skull garden. Maybe it has like uh, a secret passageway or a secret path or something. That's a little bit more girly. Yeah, I don't know why I chose girly things today. I've been drawing like cute things where I've like just put big, like kind of anime eyes and like gave stories. Okay, so I had heard that just recently, right? Probably from the news that I had no idea. I had not really looked into Freddie Mercury at all, but then yeah, I heard that he had a daughter. I did not hear that she had died. Did she just die like very recently? I think I heard the daughter thing a couple of weeks ago. And that it was like everybody knew about it who in his life and they just all kept it a secret. Like it wasn't a secret to his friends or family, which is so unusual because so often these things get leaked nowadays anyway right away. So I'm kind of surprised. I'm just gonna fix this flower. I kind of drew it without thinking. And so it's like half pointed at us, half there we go. Just and then give this front facing stuff so we'll see some of the petals underneath and it'll be a little bit thicker there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, I don't know. I'm at a loss for this person. Phil Lynette. I'm not sure. Hey Luna, welcome back. I think it has been a while. I think you were here like, let me try to remember, maybe early December, but I think late October, right? Like, no, I think early December. I think early December. Oh, wow. Families are so crazy. Okay, so for the roses, I'm gonna do some spirals because that's sort of how the petals grow. And we're gonna do these shallow open roses because those are the kind I had outside of my in my yard growing up. And so they're the ones I think of. This one might be a little taller. I'll pull it down a little bit. No, no problem. Ooh, Ultraman. We can do Ultraman if we can figure out a way to make him girly after this guy. Oh, and let me use a protective sheet so I don't smudge it. I'm starting to smudge the drawing already. Ooh, yeah, Ultraman with pigtails. Yeah, I hear that. It's been a busy. I feel like For some people, this is the absolute busiest time of the year. And I always felt like, especially when I was in school, this was such a busy time. And then, like, I always tell myself, like, oh, it's about to be winter, you'll have more time to do stuff. And I never do. I'm always like going, going, going in winter. I feel like it's the time to like really buckle down and get like some like long-term projects and stuff done. Yeah, me neither. I had a friend who went to school. He's older than I am, so he went to school earlier. I don't know why. Anyway, he had an exchange student, a Japanese exchange student, and they didn't speak any English, and the student was like not he had no friends and he wasn't like interacting with anybody. He was it didn't seem like he was having a good time. This is according to my friend. And so one day he was passing him in the hall, and my friend was also like a loner, nerdy guy, and he makes the Ultraman like pshum 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 uh signal where you put your hand to your forehead. I've only watched a single episode of Ultraman, but I've read some of the comics or manga, I guess. And the Japanese kid did it back, said like Ultraman, and then um, they hung out a while. And so that's a nice story about Ultraman. That's what I think of every time I think of Ultraman. And do them in a little couple of different stages of bloom. These roses, I think that's like the most realistic. At least our roses did not bloom at the same time for the whole plant. Buds, some bigger flowers. Okay. I think these ones are pretty good. We'll just add some actual detail work on those. And some of the bottom part, I don't know what that's called, the green leaves that surround like the leaf cup that holds the flower, the outside of the bud. Yeah, I feel like I have decent energy in the winter. I do get down, but I do find it hard to start things in the winter. So maybe that's an energy issue. Okay, I'm gonna get these rose leaves a little spiky. We're gonna like fill in these thorns. One more rose. Oof, this one got totally messed up. Okay. Every skull has its thorn. Is that the song that's like every cowboy has a sad, sad song? It must be. It's like exactly the same melody. Okay. What is Skull and Roses? What's Gun? That's how Guns and Roses. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, like a month and something ago, I stopped seeing so many shares. YouTube stopped sharing my lives with so many people. And I was like, oh, okay, it's like the season and a lot of stuff, sure. But I just found a title where I had said fun, but the AI autocorrect corrected it to gun. And so I just had a title with like gun in it, and YouTube hates that. And now I've said it a bunch, so that's also bad. But all right, we'll throw in some grass. Okay, a little bit of long grass, maybe even the like seeding parts of grass. Maybe a rock. Some stuff back there. Like little bits of thing in the sky to make it summertime. Because like there's always something going around in the air in summer, whether it's like pollen or little bees. I feel like just putting a couple of like indistinct little dots. There's some artist who does this. I think it might be a manga artist. I can't remember. There's probably more than one. And they put these little dots in the sky when it's like a summer scene. And I saw that and I was like, oh my God, that's I was doing a drawing and I was like, this doesn't feel it feels like winter. Like I think that happens a lot. Like the cold page can feel like very wintry even as you draw. And if you're doing black and white, it can feel like cold. And so I'd drawn a scene very similar to this, actually, grass and flowers and some props and stuff. And it just felt so like devoid of life and wintry. And then I was like, oh, and I started adding these little like dits and dots and like sort of flies on the scene. And it really helped it. This is, I'm trying to think what, like, maybe like a necklace that's been dropped. It's been forgotten. The clasp broken. That's very girly. The scene, not necessarily a broken lost necklace, although sort of like dirt, grass grown over it. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna color this one. What I've been doing lately has been going back and deciding closer to the end what I'm gonna color. We can look at Ultraman, give him some pigtails. I think that could be fun. That was a request, but if anyone has any girly thing ideas, I'm totally down. Let's If you're just swinging through, that's totally cool. But if you like the drawing, it would be super great if you could give me a like. You want to see more like this? Sauce me a follow. Okay. I feel like the rose bush is right. There's like some branches I think that I could add in or at least have them chopped off, but it feels very um it feels accurate. I think the bottom needs to be a little bit thicker. So I just did that. I was talking about different girly things, and I was trying to think. Somebody suggested black coffee, and that got me thinking of iced coffee. That's pretty good. Black coffee also, but Stanley Cup. But that's a little too stereotypical, even though. I mean, I'm not running away from stereotypical either, so I don't. Chicken, sure. Yeah, I just looked up Ultraman to get a reference image because I have aphantasia. I cannot remember what anybody looks like ever, including my family. It's caused some problems in my life, but really not that many. I don't know why I draw ice cubes as like literal cubes. I think it's probably just it's the easiest. Pretty girly. All right. Let's see. Ultraman. It's not coming up. What's the original Ultraman? That's the question. Gosh, who knows? Okay. So we're doing, I'm trying to keep it like girly slash cute. Um, but I also like to try to honor requests if I can. So we're trying to figure out a way to do Ultraman and make them girly. And I think we can just do either like a pigtails or a bow. Ultraman, Ultraman. Yeah, I tried to watch a old Japanese. Oh, hey, Desert Rain Frog. Dinosaur. Okay, all right. Well, we were gonna do Ultraman with pigtails, so we can do that. We can do braided pigtails. If I can draw Ultraman at all, like he's harder than he looks. Okay. Okay, like kind of bug-eyed. Okay, the ears, we'll just move those up. This will be the sketch. Okay, mouth, pretty normal place, pretty normal mouth. Okay, it's coming together. Oh, that's so cool. Were you here when I did the ladybug yesterday or 2 days ago? Oh, it's right here. I was just talking with my friend about her first car. She was the first person in our friend group who had a car. We called it the Yam. And then, like, she's an artist and has always been an artist and collected all sorts of crazy stuff. So, for like, I don't know, months, there was like a broken mirror in the back seat. And then it was a really old car. It was like a 70s Volvo, and this would have been in like 2000 and something, 2000 and zero something. And so like the floor rotted out. Oh wow, that's neat. I was never first in class. I was first in classes, certain classes, but never in the whole class. Because I didn't do my homework. Because I had undiagnosed mental issues. All right. This is his chin like comes forward and it feels like it adds a lot to the like identity of the character, but I'm having trouble representing it. I think I've got that. I think I've gotten there because it has two. I have this problem with real faces too. All right. I was thinking about learning to do caricatures, but I mean, you know what? I should probably do it. It'd probably help because I can like capture the essence of lots of stuff, but not caricature, not people very well. Okay, so I think we'll do like no. Yeah, because he doesn't have hair, we'll do like scrunchy. No, that doesn't work. We'll just have the braids like coming down from behind his earish things. I have I was just thinking about braids and like because I was saying that they look the same whether or not you braid them going for like over the front or under, but that's not true. They go like they point up and point down. I'm missing the points. Okay, okay. Would it be, I should just braid a little bit of hair and then look at that and see what it looks like. Okay, okay, I think I got it. This goes over that and under this, and over that and under this. Oof, it's more complicated than it feels like it should be. Under that, over, under, over, under, over, under. I feel like there's a way to do, oh, hey, Grace. I feel like there's a way to do like a pattern. So when I do um, horns for like unicorns and stuff, what I do is I draw the little like cone to get it wherever I want in 3D space. And then I follow and I go like this. I'm doing a little bit of a bad job. And then I come back and I go this way to connect to them. And then it's a double spiral. You have this one. I'll color in one spiral. And then you can see you have the other spiral goes up and around and around and around, and this one goes up and around and around and around. And so I feel like there must be a way where you draw something like this, but for braids. Okay. And then this will be slightly offset. Oh, thank you, Ben. I think this one's pretty close for my second ever try. I'm pretty happy with that. Ultraman. All right, what do we have next? Somebody said something, but I forgot it. Chicken. We have Emily Yesenia asking about chicken. Heck yeah. My friend has chickens, and I always thought I would go over and like sit around and draw them. And I never did. When I went to Key West for a little while, and they have like roosters wandering the streets and like a bunch of birds just like always hanging out. And I drew a lot of those. That was right when I first started illustrating. And then I lived someplace where they also just had like chickens, not wild, but domesticated chickens that like people just like kind of let wander. It's a normal way to raise chickens though. How do their like baubles work? That looks fine. They have little pecky beaks, not little eaty beaks. like terry beaks. All right, not bad. Then this side, I don't see the wing, but we won't see much else. It's the back. And we'll get some legs in here. Their legs kind of just like come out of nowhere. Like some birds have that like muscly bit. Um, Kind of below the rest of their body, but chickens don't. It's kind of like it's like their lizardy legs just come out from right at the bottom of their body almost. They have a hint of it. Oops. Has anyone ever seen that chicken trick where you like the chicken's head doesn't move at all? It's kind of like a self-stabilizing camera mount or whatever, but it's a chicken. I just want to get its beak. It doesn't have a personality right now. I think I drew the beak really well, I thought, but I think it's more important to give it some personality. There we go. So there's all sorts of chickens. My friend had these like Japanese chickens. They were like, yeah, let's draw another one. Let's have this one be like kind of looking right at us. I think that'll be a little bit harder, but it'll be fun. I do like drawing birds a lot. I guess you can't really see its tail. Maybe like a hint of it. I do think chicken necks are pretty beefy, at least most of them. Yeah, so my friend kept chickens. I took care of them a few times. They have pretty big personalities. I think it's really funny. You can really start to tell them apart. They kind of really stand up on there. I always think of chicken or all bird feet as like, well, they're very like lizardy, very scaly, and very warm, and it's uncomfortable. But I always think of them as claws. They're very like sharp and very like sharp is enough. That's the whole of the thing I'm trying to say, I think. There's Mike the chicken, Mike the headless chicken. Aw, shoes. Yeah, so they used to give geese shoes and maybe chickens. I'm not sure. But in England, they would raise the chickens out in the countryside. I said chickens, I meant geese. They would raise the geese out in the countryside, and then they would hire people to herd the chickens into the city to sell them at the end of the season. Now, that is a good question. I love asking questions like this. How would chickens wear pants? I think with chickens, you could kind of do it. So it's just here, we'll draw one from a different angle and we can do a little experiment. Yeah, so the chickens couldn't walk the whole way without getting their feet hurt. And so they were like losing, or I keep saying chickens, it's geese. The geese couldn't walk the whole way without getting their feet hurt. And so they started giving and then they had to stop once their feet got hurt, right? So you would lose some of them. And so they started making little shoes for them. That's how they would put them on. The question is, how would they wear them? Okay. No, there it is. Okay, yeah. Cargo pants. Okay. The body. This will be the tail. This is the wing. This is the like slightly thick part of that leg. This is the slightly thick part of the back leg. This is the chest, the neck, the head, the beak. It's looking at us, the eyes, the frill or whatever it's called, the waddle. Okay. A very basic chicken without feet. Boot cut. Ooh, yeah. So that I think so I draw a lot of um geese with clothes. I have a character that I play around with sometimes called Pete the Duck, but I draw him the same as a goose. And the way I put shirts on him is like here. It's a little, it can be a little like blouse. So I think I leave their butts out. No, I guess I would like it would have a tail hole, and like that's also kind of what holds it up. Yeah, I think it would wear it like here would be the oop, I'm drawing off screen. Like here would be the waistband, and it would come all the way down under the wing and then to the front and then back up and around. I think that would be the waistband for chicken pants. And then there would be a tail hole, and then the rest would all be cloth. And then that way, when it wears a shirt or a blouse, the shirt would come down and then would also go back to about there. You'd have the wings and the arms. I think that's it. Yeah, cargo pants. Let's get this guy. Let's make him cargo pants. Boot cut cargo pants, which is sounds so funny to me. But I love it. We'll have one pocket like on the front, like a little pocket on the front of the. Oh wait, that's the front, so that pocket wouldn't be there. But yeah, side pocket, this pocket. Oh, back pockets for sure. Oh, okay, I like it. Oh yeah, what kind of shoe? No shoe. That's the problem. He ran out there without shoes. And there's a tear in his pocket. Where would the top of this pocket be? Let's see. This way. And he stopped here for a little while, so it's like built up a... And someone said, "Hey, get back here with my bird seed." And the chicken looked right at us and said, "Baka?" And the police lights. Who, me? Poor Bob. I was thinking about pockets because we're doing girly things. And it just reminded me of like girl pockets and how ridiculous. Where are pockets? Like here? Like that's the whole dang pocket. Oh, that's great. Yeah, girl pockets are incredibly small. It's insane. Like, okay, so onesies, not really gendered, right? I mean, they might have like different audiences, but a onesie is going to fit whomever, right? That's kind of the point of a onesie. So my wife and I got onesies, and she got, I don't know, like a blue stuffed bear. Is that mine? I can't remember. She got something, and I got like a Hello Kitty onesie. Love Hello Kitty. And her pockets, totally normal, go all the way, like you could fit something in them. My pockets, you like, it was literally like if this is a cell phone, this is how much a cell phone could fit in the pocket. Like that was my pocket. And it was so terrible. It didn't even go down a little bit. It was like that. It was like that. So you couldn't even really put anything in the pocket because it would just roll out instead of like, pockets like these pockets at the very least, like when you put them in, like stuff is here and at least it has to come up before it falls out. But the stuff was here and it just fell out. All right, all right. That's in her car. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. For a little while, I was like, why don't, well, I wasn't sure. Like, I understand bags now a lot better. I had a, yeah, I'm trying to think because I know I had a pair of pants that had terrible tiny pockets, but they might have been women's pants. I don't know. All right. We got chickens. We got tiny pockets. We did the skull. and like an old necklace in a field somewhere in Rosebush. We did uh, Ultraman with some braids. And an iced coffee. That was nice. Um, so now what? Oh yeah, I believe it. So, because it's been going on for a long time, right? So for a lot of time, like pockets would just be these bags that had like loops through them and went through your belt. And a lot of people would wear them on the inside, and it would just be like a bag, essentially. You put your stuff in here, and then this would be like even like looped into the inside of your pants, and you just kind of like reached in your pants to get them. It was whatever. And but women's clothing, like because they weren't wearing pants and they were wearing like dresses, and they wanted to wear something like that, they would have to like hike their skirt up all the way in order to like get to the pocket that was like attached to their hip. And, this was, I think, Edwardian, maybe Victorian times, and that was a big no-no. I mean, I think today people would still cry about it. Um, and so then they started wearing these like little bags on the outside, right, for sure. But then also like these chains that had all sorts of stuff attached to it that they might need. And it would be things like a wallet, like a metal case, a cigarette case, like your greeting card holder, which is like ornate and whatever, like a pair of scissors, uh, your uh, opera glasses. I forget what these things are called. These chains. I think they're Victorian and they're pretty freaking cool. Um, I wish I knew what they were called because it would be easier for people to look them up. Those little rings on the maple. That has a name too. So there's like a lot of big jugs have that tiny handle. Well, it's just to create a pivot point so you can pour it more easily. Yeah, yeah. I was just there's like I forget what I don't watch like Antique Roadshow or anything, but every once in a while you see something like that, maybe on shorts. I can't remember where I saw it. And it was like exactly that. There was like a bunch of these little like cases of all shapes and sizes, and you would open them up and they'd have like three little compartments. And they were like, "Oh, okay, this is perfect. This is and like maybe I'm drawing a terrible circle, but you get the idea. Just pretend it's correct. Oh my God, I'm making it worse. Okay. And there'd be like a mirror, and then they were like, "Oh, we can still find residue of the makeup that would have been in these three containers, and we know that like this is rouge, this is powder, and this is I don't remember what the last one would be. Actually, it's usually only two. but sometimes kohl, like kohl powder for like eyeshadow or eyeliner or whatever. That's why Kohl's is called Kohl's because they used coal oil, like in you for mascara and eyeliner. Pretty neat. And it was just spelt differently, or maybe it's a different, like it's not English. I can't remember. I feel like so many like I feel like glass bottles can be very girly. Glass bottles with paper labels. Maple syrup in general. Man, now I want pancakes. But I have to eat apple pie. Ooh, yeah. Powder and eyeshadow. Yeah, and then like it never occurred to me, but somebody was saying like a like rouge you would use for lipstick and then you would dilute it and use it for your blush also. Depending on the time period and the fashion. What's the oh man, in like ancient Rome, they find a lot of makeup from ancient Rome. They don't find a lot. They find a lot, I think, considering it was 2,000+ years ago. And it always seems to have like lead in it. I guess they really like to be fair. So there's different times of in different cultures where the upper class wants to like often it's because they want to show they don't work outside, and so they are like light skinned. They don't get sunburned, they don't get tan. And so then light skinnedness will become the fashion. And lead, you can make a really good white out of lead. And so the ancient Romans would put lead on their face. And they knew, and they knew it was bad for you. So I always thought like, oh, they just didn't know it was bad for you. But no, they did know, and they just still did it. Like that sounds more like modern world than anything else. All right. This was a nice diversion. Like I feel like on old movies, sometimes they would have this kind of gigantic powder poof. You see it sometimes as a comedy where like they'll be like makeup and then somebody will run out with a gigantic powder poof and just poof your whole face at once. And I don't know if it was like I've definitely seen photos of them, but I don't know if it's like an actually common thing. Like how would you'd need so much powder. Oh yeah. A yellow scented candle. And there's like powder. Oh, adios. Thanks for coming in. Limon. Yeah, let's do a yellow scented candle. I think that's good. Powder puff. We'll do one of those like these ones. The ones you get for like a gift for somebody you're medium on. Whoops. I forgot I was talking. I just got into the flow. Lemon scented candle. That you just blew out. All right. I think I want to do something back in the vein of. Let me see if it's still here. Yeah. Skulls and Roses. I think we've done everything pretty good. Oh, something I never do. This might be actually fun. Is like I hate profiles, man. Like it takes me so long to do them well. I don't know what my problem is. I've practiced them for a long time and get good at them. And then I s- I stop doing them because I'm like, okay, got that in the bag. And then like I just get bad at them again so fast. It's like something I'd have to do like constantly, I guess. But this is fine. Because what I actually want to focus on is like a hair, something hairy. Well, it's like, oh, where's the ear? The ear would be here, here, ear. Looks like an alien. All right, anyway. Nah, maybe this is too much. I was thinking about the braids. And about this, like, the cinnamon bun Princess Leia hairstyle. Oi. And, like, if it's sketchable by me. In quick fashion. No. All right, let's do. I had another animal I was thinking of. I'm going to do that. Get this off the screen. It's terrifying. Oh, I could also do. Hang on, hang on. Let me put this. Chatelaine, I think it was called. Like a woman's keychain. It is Victorian. I was hoping to see an example of it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. These chatelaine is kind of like a jewelry. I can't. I can't find it. Well, I'll try to look up examples of the chatelaine and draw it at a different time. But yeah, we can draw like a cameo. Oh my God, a cameo is just another. We're not going to do a cameo. We'll do like a silver locket or something. I was just complaining about how hard it is for me, like, and how much practice I need to stay good at drawing, um, like silhouettes, like, gosh, I cannot think of the name of it. Profile photos, pictures of people in profile. And then I was like, I'll do a cameo, and cameos are just the silhouette of somebody in profile. It's a nightmare. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, I should have done an elephant. I guess I can still do it. It can be a locket that has a cameo on the front. This is what I think whenever somebody says, like, oh, I got them a cameo, I always think this. And then they're like, and I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And they're like, yeah, from their favorite artist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm always like, what? Oh, cameo. Yeah, cool. I got it. A little elephant cameo on a little locket saying, how do you do? You wear it so you don't forget all your little friends and family from long ago or far away, or maybe both. Into man, Victorian jewelry, and I think I've heard that it's starting up again, but they used to like make things out of their loved one's hair, sometimes deceased, sometimes like long distance. It seems crazy to me. Like when I was a kid and I learned this fact that Victorians did this, I was like, "Oh, okay, I get that. That's pretty cool." As I've gotten older, I'm like, I don't like that. It just doesn't, it's just not my taste, really. I think if somebody was like, this is made from my like lover's hair, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's pretty neat, I guess. There's a type of cameo that women would get, maybe men too. I don't know any examples of that, but it would be a painting. They would hire an artist and it would be a painting of their lover's eye, often a lover that they were not allowed to be with. So you couldn't get a silhouette, someone might recognize them. You couldn't get a like a miniature or a photo or anything like that, even whenever. I don't know when if this overlapped with photos, but say. And so they would get a painter to paint a photo, paint a painting of their lover's eye, or the lover would get a, that's what it is. The lover would get a painting done of their eye on like a little piece of glass like this. And then they would put the glass in a locket or a necklace or a pendant, and they would send that off to their lover. And I think it's kind of a classy gift. Anyway, if you need a painting of your eye to send to your lover, no, I'm just kidding. I mean, I could probably do it, but this is almost more rhinoceros. What is, let's get rid of this horn, I think. Hang on, I'm going to get rid of the whole face and make it a little bit smaller. There we go. That elephant was not sitting right with me. That's better. So what also is really interesting is cameos. Like we can create a material to carve cameos into now. And I'm sure there were materials that you could, I'm not actually sure about this, but I would guess there were materials that you could create where you could, in theory, carve a cameo into it. But a lot of it was natural stone that had a layer of dark over top a layer of white. And then you would carve through the dark and you'd get the layer of white. And then sometimes there'd be another dark underneath. So if you carved it a lot, it would turn into like a darker shade and you get a lot of three-dimensional. I think I remember reading somewhere where like there was a place where they got almost all of the stone. Was it marble? Probably. Marble be like that sometimes. Okay. Making chains is worse than drawing braids. Like either you get in there and you meticulously like so I did think of if you go like this and then you have the other part of the chain go like this, that's a little bit better for drawing a lot of chain. But then I always want to come in and do that. And so then it's like you want to do kind of this and that. And then you still have to come in and finish the other part. But this is my favorite method for like in between being like extremely tedious. It's because it's pretty tedious and having it look like an actual chain. Okay. I was thinking one of the girliest things are ferrets. So I thought we could do a ferret. Ferrets' heads are really flat. They can get into lots of places. Sometimes we use them for that because you can train a ferret. And so you could get it to do stuff for you. Okay. I'm not I'm not 100%. Okay. I think I want to turn the body a little bit because the head is kind of pointing at us, and I like that. But then, so this is the head, and its little ears, right? We'll come back and get those a little bit better. Snout, which would have its eyes, they're pretty front and center. Okay. So then it's like neck is something like that and it has to turn. So you have like 1 foot here and 1 foot here. Body, do they ever stick their tails up? Not really. So then like just sort of tail. Yeah, this is feeling right. This is feeling good. You guys can see that all? Yeah. Same leg as everything. Hip, knee. Wait, is it hip, knee, ankle, toe? I think so. Knee, ankle, yeah, toes. All right, we're getting ferrety. Now let's get in there with some detail stuff. And also, I think there's a bunch of different ways we could make this girly. I mean, it's more girly. It's already girly. Let's not get it twisted. Even their paws are cute. If they weren't so rodent-y looking. I think I would like them more. I bet you that's true of lots of animals. If I didn't like the way it looked, I would like it better. All right. So I think we could wrap a ribbon here and have like a friggin' giant bow. I think that's pretty great. Let's get this. This bow is not facing. There we go. That's kind of off a little in the um, perspective orientation there. I don't think you see inside this. I think this front, if anything, you see a little bit inside on the bottom, but I don't think you see inside. You know, usually here, like you can see the inside ribbon right there, outside. Inside, I don't think we see any inside ribbon. I think it's just this big bend over. Okay. And then we'll get this like kind of too long, ridiculous trailing ribbon. And one goes that way and one's like over its back. I like that. And it comes down and then bends back and goes over its back. And this one just comes down and goes under its body. And kind of ends up here. Okay. Let's clear the line for the ribbons. Let's clear the line for the bows. Pretty good, pretty good. This ribbon, let's make sure that this looks like it's coming over its back and it doesn't look like something silly. Gosh, my hair. So it doesn't look like something silly. We'll have it be like, yeah, there it is. No, I think we have to have it falling more. It's like that had anti-gravity on it. So it comes this way. It probably folds. So we could maybe do the fold even so it's visible. Nope. I'm not following the shape of the ferret. See, the ferret's shaped like this. And I keep drawing the ribbon like out like that. And like maybe it would have some curve to it and it would do that a little bit. But it has to exist under its own weight. And I keep making it not exist under its own weight. And it keeps looking wrong because of that. This is, that's why you sketch. I mean, listen, you see those people, if you look for them, who can just go straight from idea in their head all the way to like inking it perfectly. And how friggin' amazing is that? Like, what a wonderful skill, but not necessary. Um, First of all, for most people, that takes years and years of practice. And although there are very few people who can just really make their hands create what their mind sees without very much work at all. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Ba-ba-da-ba. Okay. I think we're going to shrink these ears a little bit, or at least this left one. I'm trying to think if we want to do any other accoutrement for this ferret. Like, I don't know. A tail ring? Is that a thing? It is for this guy. And I can't think of anything else. I think Jeremy here is pretty girly. I mean, like ferrets have little needly teeth, so that's pretty girly. Needle teeth. All right. I have a little bit of the neck showing through this ribbon, so I'm just going to clean that. I like how this ribbon ended up. Yeah. I think I'll call it a night. Girly. Good night. Check me out Tuesday. I stream Tuesday through Saturday. I always come up with different themes. If you want to suggest themes, come stop by. I sometimes do request streams. I try to do one whatever request stream a week. At least. I like them. And I take requests even on other days. We have a little cameo, an elephant cameo. We have Jeremy, the pretty ferret. Love Jeremy. We've got roses with skulls. This is my favorite one. It's what we started with. I might color this or something in the future. Nice coffee. Ultraman. But yeah, thank you so much. And check me out Tuesday. Bye.